can't get it to stop leaking. So as promised in my last video, today we are working on the Rudicon. So I didn't film it, but I actually got a little more light put in here, and we're not really gonna focus on that. Eyes down here. That's what I thought. We're not gonna focus on that, okay? That's temporary. So today we're working on the steering of the Rudicon, and we're gonna get it pretty much all put together. So before we get into the fab work, I'm gonna show you the problem I have, and then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna fix it. The first problem is my steering needs to work, and it doesn't really right now. Typically your steering needs to work by turning your wheels, and mine don't turn far enough. That's a problem, especially where I end up. Let me show you how far it turns, and then I'll show you how far it should turn. All right, Andy, what did you think of that?
Your steering sucks. It like barely moved.
That's exactly why we're going to be fixing it. That's just on level ground. That's when it should just turn effortlessly. That's the problem. It doesn't turn sharp enough. And if it doesn't turn sharp enough on level ground, it's definitely not going to turn sharp enough in the rocks. So I'm going to get it up on the lift, and I'm going to show you exactly kind of why there's a problem, and then I'm going to show you the parts that I'm going to use to fix it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, a lot of you don't know who this is. Yeah, this is my little brother Andy. So he is a similar age to Colin.
Is that collect?
That you've also seen on the channel. I'm not gonna get into details on how it all works out, but he is my little bro, right?
Yep.
That was the fakest hug I've ever seen. All right, so let me show you what's going on. So essentially, I have my steering box here, and it's connected to this rod, which is the drag link, which connects to that tire and pushes and pulls it. The problem is on a vehicle like this, with so much body sway and other things, it kind of just wants to push the body over rather than push the tires. That's why it's terrible at steering. So that's what we need to get rid of first. Like I was saying, as this bar pushes or pulls, the tires move with that. The more angle I have in it, the worse it gets. This is obviously at full droop, so the angle is going to be a little more extreme. But even at ride height, it wasn't ideal, and I tried a couple configurations to fix that. None have fixed it. That's why we're going with full hydro. Okay, here are all the parts right here on this table. Essentially, we'll be taking this, which is just a glorified hydraulic ram or a double-ended ram, and it's going to take the place of this bar right here, which is the drag link. And basically, it's going to be pushing off of the axle rather than pushing off the body, which was kind of flopping the Jeep over and not giving us enough steering anyway. But with this mounted to the axle, we should be able to get full steer whenever we want. To make all this stuff fit, we need to take off everything that's on here. Let's get into it. So this is where this part comes into play. This needs to mount on here like so, somehow. I think it's time to get the cardboard out. Okay, so after a little while of cutting and measuring and using my micrometer and things, I got two patterns here. One of them goes kind of around the pumpkin and axle here. The other one just simply goes on the axle and on my truss. One goes there, and then I'm probably gonna do two more of these other ones. So we need to get those drawn up on the computer. There's a couple tweaks I need to make on them, I know, that I'll adjust in the program. And then we're ready to cut it out of metal. To the computer.
Hey, is the piece done? I've been waiting for a while.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted watching cat videos. Let's go cut. I'm gonna want to make this out of 1/4 inch, so I'm gonna need to move some stuff off the table. Can you go a little more? how to do it. This is sort of what I've got. So this piece right here is one of the brackets that I made out of cardboard. This other stuff is just sort of stuff I thought up to help hold the ram, because there's gonna be a lot of pressure on it, presumably, and it's probably gonna bash a lot of rocks. So that's what I made it for, was to not get damaged. If this fails, this is the only sheet of 1/4 inch I have, and I don't have enough to make more. Look at that steaming pile of hot, never mind.
I'm gonna have a fat lip.
Why is that?
I picked it up and it whacked me in the face.
Why, what's in it?
I don't know.
Huh? Well, open it up. I have no idea what's in it, actually.
Sorry. Ah.
I've been waiting for this one. This is for an upcoming project for the Rudicon. You're gonna have to find out what that is. See if you can guess. Why would I need a 2004 Chevy Suburban 2-wheel drive front hub? Cool. Glad that came. So I got a lot of the pieces cut out and they actually look really good. I am very happy with how they are. I've got these dinosaur looking shapes here. They go on the axle like this. I'll have 3 of them there where this plate will set on top of and hold everything together. Okay, let's get the welder over here and get things tacked together. Actually, we gotta clean off this axle a little bit first because I've been negligent. Actually, it's the old steering that's doing this. That's another reason why I'm getting rid of the steering boxes, because I can't get it to stop leaking. Kind of an odd shape, if I'm being completely honest. Can you turn the gas bottle on this? Change the volts and amps. Well, that's pretty gnarly, actually. Hope it works. Here's what you want. You guys were waiting for it. I know a lot of you were commenting right now, being like, oh, you're gonna go blind if you tack without a mask on. Maybe, eventually, probably. So far things are fitting the way I intended them to. The weight is adding up.
Looks pretty awesome from this side.
It's looking okay. I guess we'll weld the face on it now.
What are all the circles for?
Weight reduction. This thing's a race car. So the reason I put these grooves in is because I didn't want this mount sticking out super far, and the way the ram mounts is kind of fat. There's a lot of ways I could have mounted this. I've considered a lot of them, and this is the way I'm gonna do it today. This is my rock smasher right there. So because I decided to bend these over, like this face plate, you can see it really good here. That means this piece fits kind of funny, so I'm gonna make it fit good. This is not how this was intended to be used. It's something. Oh, that fits way better. What do you think?
That's pretty good.
Oh, by the way, let me show you how this sits in here. This is gonna sit like, why is it not fitting? Because of those pieces I just barely bent over. Part of the process. I know the ram isn't centered here. It's by design, because to be centered, it needs to actually kind of mount to the pumpkin. So that's why I've offset the ram over. Like that. You win some, you lose some. You know what just occurred to me? I've never measured where center on this axle is. Okay. No, it's actually freaking perfect. So that's center line on this is center line on that. So I was planning on having this shifted a little further over that way, but that's okay. This will do the trick for sure. That front doesn't cover the ram as much as I thought it would. Let's see how it looks up here. Oh my gosh! It clears the pumpkin.
I'm so happy for you.
This is good. This is really good. Off. All right, flex this on.
Sure is a shame when you start welding and your table starts rolling away.
Yeah, it'll learn. It's just not trained yet. That's a pretty dang tough skid plate. And if I want or need to add more strength, if I'm not comfortable with how it is, I can box in this bottom end here, as well as box in this whole section here. I won't need to do that though, I don't think. I don't do a lot of thinking anyway. I think it's like ready to weld onto the axle. Now I've never done any hydro steer stuff before, so if this is not how to do it, I'm sorry. So now that those blocks are tacked in, I should be able to weld this up. Let's turn the welder up and then we can burn this thing together. Now, do you want to try your hand at welding?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna need a helmet though. So I'll have you weld these spots right here.
Okay.
Sounds good?
It's been a minute. I will give it my best shot.
Your best
My
shot.
best shot.
Alright.
Are you gonna be watching?
I will be watching.
Correcting me and.
Too big. Do a little bit bigger, slower weave.
Bigger, slower weaves. Okay.
Yeah, so hang out on the edges more often.
I'm proud of my work. What can I say?
It's good. Come
It's
look
not.
at this.
It's not bad.
Yes. Is it a bad job?
It's no Rudy
It
weld.
looks solid, but I've never seen anything like that before.
How rude. Got a little bit of the welding done. We'll cut back when the welding is over though. And then we can get it on the rig and start addressing the next things. I think we're ready to tack it on. I think this needs to be bent down and then it will go in further. That's not working. So there it is, tacked on pretty well. Clears my pumpkin. Let's see if I can get these caps. Everything's feeling excellent there, and it's kind of level even. That's lucky. It's a shame this got dropped or something, because these plugs are jammed in there pretty good. That's good. But there's still bits of plastic in there. These plastic pieces cause my ram to fail. PSC. I'm telling you. It's not a warning or a threat. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just buy another one. Maybe I'll blow it out right now with air. So this, in theory, should slide that way. There it is. Did it blow plastic out? It did. Well. Ta-da! So that's fully locked that way. I should get a reading like this. Tells me, go center that. Oh, it's 17 3/4. Go like this. I'm not gonna touch that because it's hot. Oh. Well, that's pretty good right there. Not bad. Probably make those things 17 1/2. Then we'll be able to toe in and toe out. Dang, that looks good there. There's the middle. That's how the front of the Rudicon is gonna look from now on. You just slap a rad sticker on the front of that. See how long it lasts? I give it 1 trip out. So the thing about these rams is you do not want to hit these against rocks. That breaks them really fast. That being said, it's not very high above rocks, is it? What a lot of guys do is they put like a big cradle out. We'll do it when I have a problem. How about that? Okay, I like it. I'm gonna weld it on.
It looks good.
I'm scared. Okay, so it's welded up, completely welded solid. I really like how it is. Now it's time to start fitting the tie rod. Just like that. Beautiful. Let's get this lined up centered. 5 1/16. Almost 4 3/4. Oh crap, that was too much. But it was perfect. I wish I knew how to do this right. Should have looked up videos on how other people are doing this. So if I go half of 57. Janelle, what's half of 57?
27.5.
It is 27.5. You're right. That means when I bring this in, that should be, okay. That's straight? Are you sure?
Isn't it 28.5?
Yeah, it's 28.5.
Okay, fine. Andy knew what it was. It looks a lot better.
We really get it matching.
15. Center to center. Joy of this is I just have to get it close. Oh, that's a 10. Oh, that's a perfect 15. I don't even have to cut them. They already did it. That is phenomenal. You know what this means? It means I just have to weld them together in holy matrimony. That can't be right. It's too easy. For work today, I guess. I'll have Alvin machine me something. Wow, talk about high steer, huh? I can't believe how level I got that. I totally I used my math. It's gonna be the best driving full hydro setup in the world. So I got one, I guess, tie rod link arm on right here. I just need to get the other one on. I'll get that welded up and I will see you then. The ram's on. These arms are on. This distance is the same now as it was before we tore anything apart. And now we can see how much stroke we actually have. So it's hooked up here, hooked up there. If I push this tire, the other tire should go the other way. Let's see. Whoops. Wow. All right, it looks like I've got about 1/4 inch from my stops right here. Well, actually less than that, like 1/8. So that means when I push the tire back around, like that's almost as far as that tire will turn. So that means if I push this tire back, it should give me the same reading, which it does. I'm excited. Who knows how close to the Ackerman angle I am. Sure hope I don't hit that on a rock. If I hit that on a rock, it's over. You think I'm gonna hit that on a rock?
I have a pretty good feeling that he's probably gonna hit that on a rock.
Rude. She's rude. Maybe you'll be driving and hit a rock. So we got quite a lot done today. We're exactly where I was expecting to be. And we got the ram mounted. We got the arms figured out. And I'm really happy with how they are. Next time we work on the Rudicon, we're gonna have to plumb the steering and do all the hoses. Thanks for watching.